Hello all and welcome to another episode of Forgotten Films, where I take films that in my opinion, I don't think they've been getting the love and the recognition that they deserve in Hollywood and in people's homes on Blu-ray and DVD. This time, guys, I'm going to be talking about the 2016 comedy mockumentary Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Now, just to put this in a little bit of context for yourselves, guys, on a budget of $20 million, this film only made 9.7 back. So, domestically, I think, well, of course, the numbers speak for themselves. It didn't do terribly well. But in my opinion, a film doesn't have to do necessarily well for it to either be a cult classic or to be something that just got swept under the rug, as this series will tell you as we keep going through them. You can have a great movie without having it make a lot of money. This is one of those films. Mockumentaries, not a genre of film that is new. What We Do in the Shadows, This Is Spinal Tap, just to name two. Also, two of my favourite films of all time, so you can kind of see why I did this film, eh? Now, if you haven't seen this movie, of course, it is the members of The Lonely Island. In this, they are called the Style Boys, and this whole film goes around Connor For Real, played by Andy Samberg, who decides to leave the Style Boys, and this entire mockumentary is about him literally just getting his first album out there and trying to make it huge, and the antics and the fun that goes along with that. Now, because of course, as I just said, this is the comedy stylings of The Lonely Island, you will love this film if you love SNL, of which I am a huge fan of. Saturday Night Live, bring it back once all this stuff is finished. I really am missing it. The home editions just aren't the same. Anyway, if you are a big fan of The Lonely Island, if you are a big fan of SNL, of course this movie is probably already, you know, gone into your mind, or you already own it. So if that's the case, welcome. Just enjoy my rambling bullshit about a film that you love. If you haven't seen this film and you like songs like Dick in a Box or Mother Lover or I'm on a Boat, you know the fucking songs, then watch this, because much like those songs, much like The Lonely Island and their small skits, this film, much like Getting to the Greek from last time, is entirely based around its soundtrack, and it is mwah.
This is the finest.
While the songs may be a little bit more offensive than Getting to the Greek, which is of course, you know, something to be said within itself, well, I'll give you a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of an example, that's the word, a bit of an example. This song's called the Bin Laden song. Two Banditos may not sound too bad, but there's a certain lyric in there that you may think is a bit odd. And the song Mona Lisa, which is another favourite of mine, but that is not so much offensive, more just kind of, you know, kind of poignant, and I do agree with it. So, as I've said, unless you're just here to write something horrible about me and horrible about what I look like and all that sort of stuff, that's happened before.
It's awful. It's all fucking awful!
Then you're with me in loving, you know, all the shit that The Lonely Island have done before. They're absolutely massive, so you know about them. I'm just talking shit if you already know, but I'm hoping that even the snippets of those songs I've just given you will give you just a slight insight in how awfully funny this film is, and I just absolutely love every single part of it. Maybe there's a few bits that are wrong, but they always pay off for me in some kind of way that I always end the film. There was a phase where I was watching it a shitload, twice a week maybe, because I was that sad back in 2016, not that long ago. I'm 29, so I wasn't that young, you know, wasn't that young either. So, you know, I can still appreciate The Lonely Island at this age and watch it a lot, so may that be a bit of a barometer for you? But much like Jack Mate's jawline, we cannot really get rid of the elephant in the room here.
Without further ado, let's react to this new cunt, shall we?
This film didn't make a lot of money. Now, I know about the shit I said at the start about the film not having to make a lot of money, but I genuinely do believe that there is quite a few reasons as to why. Now, I am English, so of course, I think one of the main reasons why this film didn't do well over here is because it just wasn't advertised over here. Nobody really, in the grand scheme of things, gives a shit about SNL or The Lonely Island. So I think I may have seen some YouTube adverts for it way back when, but other than that, I never actually saw adverts on TV and sorts of things for it, because I don't think anyone actually gives a shit over here. So I think you had to really search for it, and when you did, I mean, I bought it in a general Tesco over here and just kind of found it, but I had to look for it myself, which is obviously, you know, something that people want it to be big. They're not going to have to do that, but the English just aren't going to be looking for that kind of thing. Now, of course, I'm not the barometer for whether things are good or not. There's not that many people subscribed to me. In fact, I'm not Chris Stuckman. I'm not the barometer for how films are reviewed around here. But I genuinely believe that this film should have gotten more than it did. I don't think you necessarily have to like The Lonely Island to get this. You can listen to the songs, which are very removed from what they're doing and their own stuff. Yeah, of course you can buy the soundtrack, and trust me, I fucking have it. But you can watch it on its own validity. You don't have to watch it as a Lonely Island fan. I genuinely believe that. Everyone knows who Andy Samberg is. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's a big thing over here. If you don't want to watch it for the other guys, I'm not going to mention their names because they're quite odd and I'm going to forget them, then just watch it for him. My wife's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan. She doesn't necessarily know who half the people are in it. You know, it's one of those things. You can watch this as a fan of just pick something out of this that's... Bill Hader's an amazing guitar technician in it. It has one of my favourite scenes in the whole movie, talking about another movie called Flatliners.
My name is Zippy. I'm the guitar tech on the tour. Yet. I make sure all the instruments are tip-top. I love the road. You know, this is kind of a perfect job for me, but my favorite free time thing is flatlining.
Heart rate dropping.
Flatlining is when you technically lower your heart rate until, well, you're dead.
Still dropping.
Then you can catch a glimpse of the afterlife. Got the idea from the film Flatliners, Joel Schumacher film shot by Jan de Bont. You know, I try to fit in a F-line sesh at least once a week.
2, 1, hit him.
Oh, wow. Did I shit my pants?
Not this time.
It's an amazingly funny scene, and I love that bit every time. I mean, fuck me, if that little rant didn't get you, Seal is in this movie and has a song called Ashley Wednesday. And he says that the skin issue he's had his entire life is caused by wolves.
Are you okay?
I'm fine for a second.
Don't worry, I've been in this situation before. How do you think I got these scars? From wolves? Fucking wolves.
I don't need to sell you any more on it than that. So guys, if you're an Andy Samberg fan, a fan of musical parody, a fan of mockumentaries, a fan of, I don't know, there's so much for everyone in this film. I implore you to watch Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, and then download the soundtrack, because it is
fucking awesome. I
have it as well. It is an excellent soundtrack that I guarantee you will love, and you will buy the two together in a sort of an explosion mishmash thing. So there you have it, guys, another film to rewatch or to discover by me waffling like an idiot talking about Jack Mate's jawline. So there you have it, guys, another episode of Forgotten Films. Now, if you have any films that you think have been forgotten or need to remind me that have been forgotten, because then it's really forgotten if I don't remember it, then please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love some ideas. I have some up there, but I can always use more. Please, guys, let me know. I love doing this. I want to keep doing this for the foreseeable future with my regular reviews once the cinemas start reopening again. Please, Lord, start reopening again. If you have enjoyed this, guys, and are enjoying the series, then please give me a like. Please let everybody know. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. Go to my social networks. Please do all of those things. Guys, I cannot wait to see you next time. But until next time, this is your friendly neighbourhood ginger guy saying, Ginge out.